In this video, I'm going to be teaching you the most easiest and most affordable route to getting your permanent residency in Canada, in United Kingdom, in Germany, in Singapore, and in Ireland. It's actually a very easy route that many agents will collect thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars for you to help you to do. Meanwhile, they spend just few hundreds of dollars or just close to $1,000, and then they get it for you, and then they lead you on how to get your permanent residency afterwards. So this route is actually very easy. Anybody can take this route. Anybody can travel through this pathway, and then as you progress, you get your permanent residency, and then who knows, you may become a citizen as time goes on. So the route is actually, when you want to go to a country, there must be a reason for you going to that country, either because of study, either because you get a scholarship and want to pursue your study. That will make your visa easier. No proof of proof of fund if your scholarship covers all those expenses. And also maybe you get a job, maybe you want to go and do a business. So those are the reasons why you can actually apply for a visa to a country, and then they will consider that reason, and then if you are qualified, they will give you the visa. So in this aspect that I want to talk about is actually getting a visitor visa to these countries that I've listed, these 5 countries. There are other countries, but I just listed these top 5 countries, which is Ireland, Canada, United Kingdom, Singapore, and Germany. So you get a visitor visa to this country, and then how do? You do it through applying to international conferences. There are different international conferences that you can apply to. A lot of people are actually doing this, even though it's not really common to the wider public, and they are getting permanent residency afterwards. I will tell you how to do that as we go on as well. So you apply to conferences. You look for conferences that are worthy enough. It's not all conferences actually, but you want to look for conferences that are worthy enough. You can go to Google and then look at your feed and then search for conferences that relate to your feed that actually is happening probably in Germany or United Kingdom or the country of your choice. So browse international conferences that could actually welcome you as someone who is outside of that vicinity, because you will need a confirmation of invitation that okay, you've been confirmed to attend the conference, and then that's what you take to the embassy, and there is no stringent rules attached to this because you are going for a conference. So the denial is actually very, very low. All you just need is proof of fund to ascertain that okay, you can get an hotel for yourself, and then you can also sponsor yourself in during the time of the conference. Most of the time the conferences last for just a week, but they will give you sometimes a visa up to 3 months and a visa up to 6 months. So this is where the tricks comes in. So there are some countries that they have different programs, different visa requirements, different programs under their immigration rules. And let me take Canada first. Recently, during the lockdown, Canada introduced a policy that anybody that's actually in the country, because they could not go again during the lockdown, that they can actually apply for a job visa if they get a job and then remain in Canada. The standard procedure is that you have to leave the country. You cannot convert your visa to your visiting visa to another type of visa while you are in the country. You have to leave the country even though you get a job, and then you will start processing it all over again, and then you will now be able to come to the country. But Canada actually revoked that, and they said okay, you can have a visiting visa to Canada and then convert inside of Canada to a work visa because you get a full-time job. So Canada is first on this list, and it's actually one of the most easiest on this list actually. So you go to Canada, what you will get, even though it's actually a conference visa, is a visiting visa. It's a visitor visa. So when you get the visa, they will give you so when you get the visa and then you get to Canada, then you can start looking for work. And when you get the job, then you are actually qualified. If you get a full-time job, immediately you attend your conference, you can start looking for a job, and then when you get a job, a full-time job, and then you can apply for a work visa. So this is one pathway that's actually very, very strong for Canada. Many people are using this route to go to Canada because they don't want to pay high school fees like 15,000 Canadian dollars and the like. So they are using this conference path to get a visiting visa, and then afterwards they look for job, and then they convert inside of Canada without living in Canada. So that is Canada. And the program it's actually falls under in Canada is global talent stream, the global talent stream. So sometimes if it even takes a long, like some months before you get your final approval for work visa in Canada. But Canada, because of the job shortage that they are actually experiencing, they will give you a temporary permit to work. So you can use the temporary permit to work after you get a full-time job to continue working in Canada until the final approval is given for your work visa, and then afterwards you can convert to permanent residency after maybe 5 years that you've been on your job or the likes. And then also going from Canada, this also applies to Germany. It's not all countries that this applies to. It applies to Canada and also applies to Germany and three other countries I'll be mentioning. So under Germany, it is actually called IT Spezialentzugang, which is in simple word IT specialist entry. So and this type of program that's under the German immigrant regulation is that it allows a foreign nationals with a university degree in computer science or a related field to apply for a work permit while they are in Germany on a visitor visa. So if you have a university degree in computer science and a related field, and then you are in Germany on a visitor visa, you can convert to a work visa without leaving Germany. All these are actually means of retaining people who they believe are high qualified individuals, because in every country there is what we know as job occupation shortage list. There are some jobs that they really need people to fill the role, but they don't have many people to fill the role, and then people always appeal to foreign nationals to come and fill the role. So if you go for a conference and you're having a visiting visa, they actually introduce this regulation to actually attract those valuable people. And as I used to say, if you want to travel abroad, the most effective plan that you can actually engage in is to make yourself very, very valuable. And every field is actually relevant, but people in the STEM field are much more, we are in a digitalization boom. Technology is actually on the rise in every countries and the like, and every country is seeking to take advantage of it. So their countries are seeking to retain this kind of people. So if you can just maybe devote 1 or 2 years to learn a technology, or maybe if you have passion for technology, you can learn the software engineering, you can learn it online, whatever skills that you want to learn in related to technology, machine learning, AI, and the likes, even entertainment as well, even many jobs like tailoring, catering, all of these are also relevant. But in the STEM field, it's actually much more like in demand in all the countries of the world. So in Germany, it's actually for IT specialists when they come to the country, or someone who has a degree in computer science or a related field, and then you get a job and then you can convert. So you want to make appropriate research. Okay, this is my degree, this is the type of job I want. Okay, is it really part of those jobs that are listed, that are qualified? Is my degree actually does my degree actually qualify? I'm just bringing you the information, but you also need to do a little bit of digging. Like, you have to dig deep to get the chunk of the information that you will need. If you want to apply for this type of visa in Canada, you will have to pay just 100 Canadian dollars for the visa, and you may also be subjected to pay medical fee. You may also pay processing fee or translation fee. For example, if it's Germany you are processing, you may pay translation fee to the German language, but the application fee for this kind of visa in Germany is 75 euros, but in Canada is 100 Canadian dollar. But you will also have to show proof of funds and the likes. And also, aside from Germany, the third country I'll be talking about is Ireland. Ireland is actually a country that is also close par to the United Kingdom. They speak English, everything is just like the United Kingdom. Ireland is a good country as well. Ireland has a program called Critical Skills Employment Permit, which allows a foreign national with a job offer in an eligible occupation to apply for a work permit while they are in Ireland on a visitor visa. So this Critical Skills Employment Permit actually allows you to convert your visa after you attend the conference to look for a job when you have an offer for a job, and then you can convert inside of Ireland. But of course, mark my word, I said eligible jobs. For example, it's actually a critical skills employment permit. So there are critical skills So there are actually 4 under this. So if your job is not part of the job shortage list, if your job doesn't fall under the critical skills, you may not have the opportunity to actually take this route. But if it falls within, that is so lucky, you can actually you fall under the route, and then you can apply for this permit, and then you wouldn't need to leave Ireland, and then you can just remain and then get your work visa, and then as time goes on, convert to permanent residency. As time goes on, a citizen. And the fourth one I'll be talking about is Singapore. Singapore also has a program called Entry Pass. Entry Pass, that's the program in Singapore, which actually allows foreign nationals who are starting their own businesses in Singapore to apply for a work permit, even though they come to Singapore on a visitor visa. So when you finish your conference, you may decide to apply for this Entry Pass because maybe you have enough money, you want to start a business in Singapore. And sometimes it's not just about money as well. You may just have an idea and everything, and then pass it through the immigration and let them observe everything, and probably if you qualify, you'll be able to get that permit, and then you start your business, and then things goes on. Maybe it may even be a tailoring business, it may be some things, and maybe another type of business that you'll be sourcing supply from Nigeria or from Ghana or from India to Singapore. You just have to have a workable plan, because this is actually business. And the last one I'll be talking about is United Kingdom, which many people know already. So United Kingdom also has a program called the Skilled Worker Visa, which allows foreign nationals with a job offer in an eligible occupation as well. Eligible occupation. It's not all jobs that are eligible. In an eligible occupation, to apply for a work permit while they are in the United Kingdom on a visitor visa. So most of these countries, one thing that is actually central to all of them is that they have a critical job shortage list, and then in the critical job shortage list, anybody that has a job that falls under that they have the experience and they have the skill to fill those roles, like to have the jobs, then they will be given a work permit in the country, even though they came to the country on a visitor visa. And Canada is actually the easiest, because Canada is generally experiencing job shortage, sometimes in manual jobs, sometimes in professional jobs. And I will go a little bit to some job shortage skills in the UK. You can look for other countries, the job shortage that are there. Of course, I said Canada, they have general job shortage, so you can just check very well, and then when you get to Canada, you get a job. It has to be full-time, and then you get your work permit. But in United Kingdom, some of the job shortage there are accountants, engineer, nurses, doctors, IT professionals, teachers, business professionals, marketing professionals, sales professionals, hotel managers. So, but you need experience in all this kind of a thing, and must be able to prove that you can do this job, that you have the required skills. So you can just go online, go to Google, and search for conferences in your desired countries, maybe some of these countries, and if you know of other countries, search for conferences in the country, and then you will get approval to come to the conference, and then you take the approval, which is the invitation to the embassy, and then you get your business visa. So that is all I have for you in this video. This is Opportunity News, where I bring you opportunities such as this. I hope you've been able to learn a lot from this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel, kindly like this video, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. Thank you.